Okay, it is Tuesday, January 12th, and this is the Hancock Park market update with Erik Flexner, and we're looking at the market as of the last week. And we're looking at right now the number of listings that are current, active listings, and we have a total of 62. Can you guys see this screen here of the MLS?
Yes, we can see it.
Beautiful.
It's on.
Great. So we have 62. Anybody remember how many we had last week?
About the same, wasn't it?
That is right. We had 63 last week.
Yes.
So we have a few less. Okay. So if we're thinking about the mind of the seller, we're pretty sure that new listings are going to come on. So is the new listing going to come on now on January 12th? Or are you going to put it on the market a little bit later, with the logic being that you want to let people get back from their vacation or something like that? And if that would be the case, when would people do it? Probably around the 20th of January? Or would they wait until February? Point being, I think people will be coming back on market, but it might still be a little too early. So let's take a look at the number of escrows.
Erik, do you think that because of the changing of government and what's going on with politics at the moment, it might take a bit longer, maybe another 2-3 weeks before people make their decision?
You know, I think that's an excellent point. I hadn't even connected that, but you're absolutely right. The fact that the economy is where it is, and I mean, the politics going on before the inauguration, I'm sure people are hesitant and are probably thinking to list after that in large part. That would make sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. All right, so here we are with the number of escrows, and we have a total of 26, which, does anybody remember how many we had last week?
I think more.
Yeah, I think it was in the mid-30s, like 34 or something like that. So we've dropped from a high of 50 escrows going on to now 26. So we don't have any new listings to go into escrow more than we did before, which is this roughly 62, 63. So we need more listings to come on market. So knowing these numbers, what do you guess happened with the sale market last week? Knowing that we are now down to 26 listings.
Not so good. Not as good as it used to be. It was like 3-4 weeks ago.
Okay, so here we have the sales in the last week, a total of 11, which is quite a large number comparatively in the last few weeks. And we have one that sold in the 5 range, another in the 3 range, so big numbers, and then a lot in the 1s and 2s. So let's take a look at some of these. These all basically closed in the first week of January. Starting with 201 South Rimpaw, which was the big listing at the end of the cul-de-sac on Rimpaw, the little Rimpaw that's north of 3rd. It was listed by Pete Bonacore and Star Jasper. Didn't work out, and ended up Josh Altman joined, and eventually it sold. It was listed by multiple people over various amounts of time and started, I believe, in the 7 range and ultimately closed for $5.475, which is $924 a square foot. It's 4 beds, 5 baths with a 6,000 square foot house The back side of it butts up against Third, so I always wondered if there was noise there. It was a big lot with 13,000 square feet. Anybody go through this? I think Shar, are you there? Wow, I will tell you, Allie Jack, she's the buyer's agent on this one. She is killing it. She's the buyer's agent on my sale as well for almost 4 million, and she's just sold several and just listed several. She's just doing really well. Watch out. Okay, 406 South Sycamore. This is over close to La Brea for 3.5 million. I believe we might have seen this last week. It closed for 3.5. This is a new house with 4,000 square feet. 1232 South Victoria. We're getting down to the country club area, kind of out of our area, but it's a beautiful house. 6 beds, 7 baths, 4,100 square feet. Decent lot of 8,500. Almost $600 a square foot for almost 2.5 million. That is listed by Stephen Rofer and Ernie Carswell. And they are with Douglas Elliman. Let's take a look at it just because you don't see a lot of Ernie Carswell listings south of Wilshire. But it looks like it was a development project, which would be more attractive typically to that crowd of high-end Beverly Hills agents. Maybe it's his own project, for example. But looks nice, but 2.5 they were able to get. That's quite amazing number that far south of Wilshire. Very nice. 835 South Orange Drive, 5 beds, 4 baths, almost 3,000 square feet with a 6,200 square foot lot, listed by Aaron Belliston, sort of an out of area agent. 2.23 million. That's $760 a square foot, located, I believe, just south of Wilshire, in Sycamore Square area. And there's a lot of little bitty houses in that area. This is a big house. Let's see here. It's obviously a new house. So you can get a brand new house in Sycamore Square, south of Wilshire, west of Highland, for $2.2 million. Seems like a pretty good deal for a brand new house. 128 North Ridgewood Place, over just by Wilton, and this is south of Beverly, so it's in the sort of upper Windsor Square area, listed by Allie Jack and Bonnie and Joe of Compass Hollywood. 4 beds, 2 baths, almost 3,000 square feet, sold for just over $2 million. That's $750 a square foot. Small lot of only 5,600, but that's typical for that street. It's a cute little street, and it's a nice little part of that street where the house is located. All redone, but the lot might be hurting the price. Also the kitchen. So $2 million right at that area. It doesn't have a big yard, mostly pool. There's the floor plan. Very cute. Makes sense at $2 million. What was that dollar per square foot again? $750? Yeah. 1059 South Plymouth. Looks like a new house, 2020. Farmhouse style. Not a fan. Look at that house. That is so odd looking to me. 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,350 square feet, 6,600 lot, which is $764 a square foot, sale price of $1.8 million. I guess that helps. The fact that it's $1.8 million. Carrie White of the agency was the listing agent, and Thomas James Holmes is the builder. This is a little bit out of our area, but Thomas James Homes does these cookie cutter farmhouse style houses. Not a big fan, but that's because we have such beautiful houses in Hancock Park. Look at that right there. Not the most beautiful, but okay. $1.8 million. 898 South Victoria. This is almost to Olympic. It's in Windsor Village. 3 beds, 4 baths, 2,700 square feet. Very nice street. Good part of the street. Sold for 1.8 million. 2,700 square feet with 8,500 lot. That's $670 a square foot. Very nice price. Elijah Shin was the agent. $670 per square foot. Looks like it's in good shape. That neighborhood starting to scrape 2 million, almost 2 million in Windsor Village nowadays. Big house, lots of rooms, even an attic. Okay, next. 239 North Ridgewood. This one is also, I believe, off of Wilton. 3 beds, 2 baths. This is, where is this? South of Beverly, 1 block west of Wilton. So it's in the sort of upper Hancock Park, upper Windsor Square area. Harry Chung was the listing agent. 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,800 square feet. So not that big. 6,500 lot, decent lot. Got 1.37. 1.37 is on the low end for 1,800, but I guess it needed work. $738 a square foot. Let's take a look. Doesn't look like it needs work. Maybe it's not a great part of Ridgewood, because that seems like a low price. And people who remodel like this typically want a good payoff. So there must be something else. Let's look at the location. So it looks like it is probably right off of Beverly and next to what looks like an apartment building. So that would explain that the location might not be the best, leading to a price range that of 1.37 on 1,800 new square feet. All right, so I just went the wrong way here. Let me do this again. All right. Next, 1259 Westchester Place, a little bit outside of our area in Country Club Park. 5 beds, 4 baths, 2,400 square feet, 6,000 lot, 1.372 million. That's $569 a square foot. Again, 1.3 million shows up. Courtney Pickard of Compass, along with Joe Reichling, is the agent. It's a little bit done. Small house. 2,400 is not that small, actually. Looks very done. Is that the front of the house? For 1.37. 343 North Bronson. Okay, so this is going to be in Larchmont Village on Bronson. No, I apologize. Hold on. I believe it's Larchmont Village, just north of Beverly. Here we go. 4 beds, 2 baths at 343 North Bronson. 4 beds, 2 baths, 1,800 square feet, 5,000 square foot lot. Got almost $700 a square foot at 1.25, one of the lowest prices I've seen in a long time. Eileen Lanza was the agent over at Keller Williams. So Larchmont Village for 1.25. So it needed some work. The rooms were small. Needs a new kitchen, bath, very original. But there's 1.25. That's going to be some sort of a developer special coming up soon. An itty bitty backyard. And that's 1,800 square feet with a 5,000 lot. That's what I was afraid of. So the lot is really small. Hard to build a lot more onto that, which is why it didn't go for more. The lot was holding the developers back. 525 North Mansfield Avenue in Hancock Park adjacent. 2 beds, 1 bath, 1,100 square feet, itty bitty, sold for 1.3. So 1.3 really is the very bottom end of Hancock Park adjacent. That was Rick Llanos, the agent, got over $1,100 a square foot. Tiny lot. I mean, it doesn't get smaller than 1,168 square foot house and 4,800 square foot lot. That's about as small as it gets. 2 beds, 1 bath, and they got 1.3 million. So there you go. That's the bottom of the market. That's the lowest you're going to pay in Hancock Park adjacent. Looks decent. Has some work done to it and could have been staged. Looks like they have a rooster. What does it call? A hen house. All right. So 1.325 there. No surprise that sold pretty quickly. Days on market 13. Congratulations, Rick. All right, I think that's it for that. Let's go back and look at the properties, if any, that came on the market in the last 7 days. Now, we have one less for sale this week than we did last week. So does that mean that nothing came on the market in the last 7 days? Is it possible that this many came on the market in the last 7 days? It's like 7 here. Yeah. So we had 7 listings come on the market in the last 7 days. Let's take a look at them. All right, we have one big one of 149 South Las Palmas. This is listed by Virgie Vincent Harcourts. And 7 beds, 5 baths, almost 6,000 square feet, Spanish style, 13,000 lot for 4.8 million. That's $812 a square foot. Location wise, $812 a square foot is very good, considering you're right there in the middle. And you're in the middle of the block. So it's an auction, it says. Remarks, luxury live auction. Bidding starts at 4.8 million. That's weird. So it probably will go for more than that. This will be your forever home, blah, blah, blah. Best location ever, 5,900 square foot estate. Live auction January 28th at 12 p.m. If anybody's interested. You can see it by lockbox as well. Interesting that they chose to do it by auction. They must be pretty confident that they'll get lots of bids. And I have not been seeing, I mean, sure, maybe they will because of the price, but it's not like we're seeing a flood of $5 million houses selling. So how many buyers are there right now that are going to bid on it? Just seems like an interesting strategy at a time when they're not flying off the shelf. Usually you need more than one person to have an auction. But maybe they will. Let's see here. 4.8 million. Again, it's $812 a square foot, which is very good price. I mean, per square foot, at least in that location. 1129 Keniston. This is going to be in Brookside. A nice street. Now the house looks, is it new or is that a rendering? Built new 2016. 5 beds, 6 baths, 5,400 square foot house. So really big house, 7,000 lot for $3 million. That's just $550 a square foot. Built in 2016. Stunning modern home with luxurious open floor plan. So this is 5,000 square feet. That is a big house for Brookside. And even so, it takes up most of the 7,000 square foot lot. Rooftop deck. Looks like it's got a big open area, as a lot of these modern houses do. $3 million. See if that goes. That's Stephanie Stolper of Compass has the listing. Next, 221 South St. Andrews, not really our area, a little bit out to the east of us, but for $2.4 million. This is a 2,700 square foot Craftsman by Robert Kalick of Compass. It's worth taking a look at this because it is it's a beautiful Craftsman. This is the way. This is a real diehard here for this house. 221 Craftsman style, 1912. Looks like they tried to marry a little bit of retro with Art Deco with Craftsman. It's definitely not keeping with the original. 2,700 square feet, 2.5 million. Nice backyard. Very nice. Interesting location. Might be worth a look. Where is that again? What would we call that? That's Wilton and 3rd. So it's just east a little bit, not much. Just east of Wilton. Okay. All right, next. 510 North Bronson. This is also on Larchmont. Remember, we just had that sale for $1,200,000. It was $1,350,000 or something like that. 510 North Bronson, a few blocks up. Bronson is right before you start getting to apartment buildings in Larchmont Village. 4 beds, 4 baths, 3,000 square feet, 4,100 lots. So again, Bronson has some small lots. They're asking $2.4 million. That's $774 a square foot. David Rothblum of Remax 1. I think we took a look at this one before. It's very, I don't know what you say about the outside, at least. The floors are a little bit unique, but all done. What would you call the outside? It's a little bit more riverside than here. All right, next, 946 South Victoria. Here we're a little bit more in our area. This is west. This is in Windsor Village. 6 beds, 6 baths, 5 baths, 3,700 square feet for $1.95 million. That's $515 a square foot. Can't beat that. That part of Victoria is very nice. Sarita Payne is the agent. Looks kind of unique. Yeah, that's all sort of the new staging and amenities. A little bit cookie cutter. Big, looks like that's the upstairs guest house above the garage. So lots of bedrooms. 946 South Victoria. Again, 3,700 square feet for 1.95. Let's see. It might be too close to? There's a yeah. There's right there. Yeah. So right here is a what is that? Rite Aid, and this is the Rite Aid parking lot. So this is the house that adjoins, that butts up to the parking lot there. Not great. All right, next one. 1163 South Muirfield. That's 5 beds, 4 baths, 2,200 square feet. This is in. This is going to be south of Brookside, just south of LA High School. I think we looked at this last week. 5 beds, 4 baths, 2,200 square feet, 1.6 million. Big price. 6,200 square foot lot, so not that big. $700 a square foot, which you would tend to get in a more expensive area. Max Lee of EXP Realty is the agent. So 1.6 million, obviously redone. I guess you're selling it to somebody who is looking at it as an alternative, possibly. Well, 2,200 square feet is pretty big, so not really a condo alternative. But the location is, I would only want to know, if I was the buyer, how much walk-by traffic there is from the high school, because the high school is right there. It's possible that it misses it all together because it's not a through street. This is you get onto the high school by getting over here. So they may never even come over here. Only because you don't want a lot of pedestrian traffic. Not good for values. And let's see, the last one is 4956 Clinton Street. This is east of Wilton, so not really our area. 4956, 2 beds, 1 bath, a whole house for $750,000, in case you know somebody who is in that range. Peter Lorimer is the agent, so that's a pretty big agent. 750 if you know anyone who wants the smallest house, as far as 847 square foot house, 2 beds, 1 bath. All right, I sold a house like this one time, and the rooms were so small that people didn't believe me that a queen size bed would fit into it, and so we actually had to tape out the floor to show where the dimensions of a queen size bed were, so that they would believe that a bed would fit into a house that has 2 bedrooms and a total of 847 square feet. And it looks like there's some construction going on right next door. All right, that takes us from the actives to the solds, and now let's take a look at the escrows in the last 7 days. Well, it looks like we may only have 2 as of the last 7 days. All right, so we have 2. And in the past, we've had more coming in. .315 North Citrus, which is west of Highland in Hancock Park, adjacent, 5 beds, 5 baths, 3,100 square feet. Just went into escrow, 6,750 square foot lot, very standard. 2.35 million, which is $750 a square foot. My guess is it's not in perfect shape. Jonathan Adams Keller Williams was the agent. Let's take a look. The kitchen probably would be considered dated. That looks about 15 years. Other than that, the floors probably would be something someone would want to consider changing. Tile work. So yeah, 2.35 probably would go for more if it was in better shape, because it's only 750, and I would think that right there on Citrus you'd be able to get 800 or more per square foot.
Let me just mention on that house, it was on the market before. I think it had additions. Additions were done to it, and there was something about the layout that wasn't so perfect. I don't remember the living room, the dining room, small room. There was something about it. So I don't think it's a condition so much as the way, because it was added and the way they had to sort of work with what was.
So maybe the floor plan is a little bit odd.
Yeah, or maybe some of the rooms were small downstairs, but they had to. I think it was a one-story they had made into a second story. I believe.
Uh-huh.
But I know there were additions done.
Yeah,
because it was on the market before.
That makes sense.
Yeah, maybe small dining room. Maybe there was something about it. The downstairs that was not great.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you. Let's take a look at the other one. It was good enough to get into escrow, but it was at a lower dollar per square foot, it seems like. And here we have 6930 Clinton, which I believe is all the way over at near La Brea. And this is a townhouse, 3 beds, 4 baths, big house, 2165 square feet, but you're adjoining others on the same lot. It's your lot portion is 1,800, and it's a $704 a square foot, which is a price of 1.525. So you're paying 1.525 to be in a 3-story townhouse with 2,100 square feet right off of La Brea.
In a very congested area, like on Clinton, it's very congested around there.
Yeah. It's more of a young crowd, right? That's going to want this. It's pre too many children, and then at some point they move out and they want to get a yard. It probably has a nice rooftop deck though. Okay, so are there any final points? We've gone through the actives, we had 11 new actives. We went through the escrows, which there were 2 in the last 7 days. And we went through the sales, which were 7 in the last 7 days. So the sales number is not terrible at all, 7 in 7 days. That would put us on a monthly average of 28, which would be a huge number. And the number of new listings, 11, that's not bad at all. So where we're different this time is that we have fewer escrows. Fewer properties have gone into escrow. So we want to watch that and see if maybe it's bunching up a little bit and we'll have a lot of escrows next week. But I don't see anything major difference from anything else. We had several of the big ones go into escrow and close. Not that many though, and then a lot in the 1 and 2 range. Any comments from anybody here online today? Okay, well I'm seeing, let's see what happens next week. It'll be interesting to see how many properties go into escrow next week. There were 11 new listings. Those buyers are going to be looking at those new listings. Maybe some of those will go, as well as some that have been sitting there. All right. Anybody have anything for the good of the order, as John used to say?
What is your view on the condo market right now?
Well, in a downward moving market, if we were in one, the condo market would be the first to go. and it's the last to come back. But right now, the issue is not necessarily the market. It's the fact that people want to stay away from each other as much as possible. They don't want to be bumping into each other in the common areas and so on. So people are more hesitant right now to buy a condo by virtue of the COVID-19. And COVID-19 is what is driving partly the home sales. The condos, though, are getting, I believe, to a certain extent, are getting left out.
I have to say, I just went into multiples for a condo over on Wilshire Corridor. I couldn't believe it, but it was madness. So maybe it's different over there than in our neighborhood.
No, why is that, by the way? And what kind of building was it?
It's the one on the corner of Comstock and Wilshire.
Oh, wow.
And it looked over Los Angeles Country Club. And I think that was maybe, but it was there were 4 very active participants.
Where were they coming from? Where were they moving from?
I don't know, because I was on the buyer side.
No, your buyers. Your buyer.
My buyer, she's never owned anything before. She's just buying her first place.
And what price was it?
A little over $1 million.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
No.
Overlooking the country club.
It's not a large apartment. I think it's like 1,400 square feet or something. But I think it's the view that
Sure.
Well, the condo market being not so great doesn't mean that the top 10, 20, 30% of them aren't going to sell right away. It's if a condo with a view is the best kind of condo you can get, because you can't get land. So if it has a view, it's going to be in the top 30%. But the ones that are, for example, on the first floor on a busy street, that's a tough sale. It's not going to be the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
Jill, were they a younger couple? Were they younger people?
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's a factor as well.
Pardon me?
I think that's a factor. Younger people are, they're looking for deals, and they're not as fearful of Corona as maybe older couples.
Yeah.
So true.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to have young buyers for condos right now. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Nice sale.
Nice sale.
Nice one. That makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm.
I got your back, Erik.
What's that?
I got your back.
All right, my friends.
Thank you.
You guys have a great week. Go kick some butt. Bring us some listings.
Thank you, Erik.
Thank you.
Yep. It was nice to see you guys. You guys are the diehards, the true ones.
Bye-bye.